Obviously, we didn't expect that today, but I must say this, that, the kids that represent that military, or the United States Military Academy, they're going to be the leaders of our country. They played with a lot of heart and a lot of desire, a lot of aggressiveness, and just really outplayed us all day today. So when you think of them someday becoming officers and leading our country, it gives you a warm feeling to know that those are the kind of people that are going to be out there helping us. So I give a lot of credit to the way they played today. Obviously, we didn't do nearly enough to win today. It was, our most poorly pitched game of the year. It's really the first time we haven't pitched well. And, we just walked too many batters. I think we gave up 8 free passes through 4 wild pitches. We gave them opportunities, and they took advantage of them. Their second baseman played a great game, hit a couple home runs, made a diving catch. They just really totally outplayed us. We kind of wasted the first 4 innings of the game. We didn't hit any balls hard in the first 4 innings of the game. And then finally in the 5th inning, we hit 4 balls hard, but unfortunately had a little bad luck. And we're only able to score 1 run despite hitting 4 balls really good. And then it was just a little too little too late for our offense. So we just got to have to turn the page and get ready for another tough team tomorrow.
My question for
Josh. Josh, Paul mentioned it was kind of a roughly pitched day. Just what was going on out there with you? I mean, hard to get control, or just one of those days?
Yeah, I think I got a little too amped up, to be honest. I was excited to pitch today. I'm always excited to throw. I honestly felt the best I have since I've gotten here, and I was just missing pitches, backing up cutters, or they're just too down in the zone, getting behind and having to force fastballs, into the middle of the zone. So, not the best day of control with my stuff, but, I'll go back, and it's little tweaks, and I hope I can get it fixed and dialed in for our next series or next outing, whatever it is.
Josh, how tough is it to get settled in when the second pitch you throw just gets hit over the fence?
Yeah, I think I just got unlucky. Like I said, I felt great. I was excited to come in. But, I was watching it the whole way, and it, barely dinked off that foul pole. But, after that, just trying to wash it, give up the 0-2 hit. It should have been a fastball up. I yanked it down, give up that hit, and then strike out the next guy. But, it's not the greatest feeling because these guys, they have trust in me. I got trust in them, and I want to come out there and fight for them. And I feel like, I threw away the game. I feel like I just screwed our team over, lost us the game pretty quick, and I hope I won't do that again.
Josh, prior to today, going back into the preseason scrimmages and last week, you had been pitching really well. What had been going so good for you, taking a step from the fall and into everything up until today?
Yeah, really ever since I've gotten here, the coaching staff has been phenomenal. They've put a bunch of effort into me, and they've let me go compete. I came here, I wanted to compete for a starting role. They handed that to me. They gave me the opportunity to compete, and they built my pitch count up and up and up, and it's allowed me to gain more confidence on the mound, knowing that I can go deeper into games. And I know this is just one bad outing, but I'm ready to bounce back and get back out there and throw up zeros for our guys.
Through 2 times now with you and Riley kind of piggybacking each other, how would you assess the way that's gone, and what can you guys improve on if that's to continue moving forward?
Like I said, our team's got confidence in both of us. We both expect to go out there and throw up zeros. We think we're a great opportunity to win the first game of a series. We expect to go out there, dominate guys, and, today seemed like both of us just a little off. But, going forward, we're still going to give it our all. I think this is just one bad outing. That's how I'm seeing it, not putting too much thought into this outing, trying to bounce back right away. Just go out and compete for the next time.
Anything else for Josh? We'll go back to locker room. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Overall, Paul, what did you think about the team's effort today?
Well, effort is a hard word to define. I mean, obviously Riley didn't have his pinpoint control like we expect him to. We let a lot of leadoff hitters get on base and put a lot of pressure on us, and their kids were tough. They were hard nosed, and like Josh said, that one pitch hits the foul pole and puts us behind by a few instead of just being down 2. Now we're down by 4, and I mean, I don't really know how to say effort. I think the kids were into the game. I think they were intense. I think they wanted to win. They just I don't know, sometimes we just didn't put good swings on balls, got beat by certain kinds of pitches, and obviously we struggled on the mound. I don't think it was because of a lack of effort or anything like that. I just think, Army totally outplayed us today, and I give a lot of credit to them. And we just got to, keep working and get better, and come out tomorrow and play a much better game.
Army seemed really able to play their style of baseball, especially on offense, working the count, getting on base, drawing walks, going station to station, driving runs in. How much did that kind of impact the game for your guys with their style of play?
Well, again, I think we gave them some opportunities with the walk. I mean, 8 free passes is a lot of, free passes that you could say they earned some of those walks, but some of the walks were just our undoing. And then they hit 3 home runs. This little second baseman hit 2, and they had a big 3-run homer that gave them some space, and they stole a couple of bases on us. So they were very much the aggressor today, and some of it was what we gave to them, and they took advantage of it. And again, I give a lot of credit to them. They got a bunch of hard-nosed kids, and they kind of just outplayed us in every phase today. They look like a team that expected to win. I want to say they had 7 seniors, including their starting pitcher in the starting lineup today. So they have some older kids that have been through a lot at a military academy, and they're not going to play with any fear. They just kind of took the fight to us today, and we just didn't have an answer for it.
Paul, you talked about Riley not, having the control you'd hoped for today, and you'll have to, take a look at it and see what the issue was. But did you see anything that jumped out to you in the game mechanically, or was it just more of a mental thing of running into trouble early?
I couldn't really answer that right now. I haven't really talked to Riley since the game's been over, but everything starts with fastball command for him. But then when he was trying to throw his his slider, his cutter, whatever it may be, that especially that one inning, I think he threw moved the runner up 3 bases with 3 pretty wild pitches, that really Talmadge couldn't do anything with. And that's just unlike Riley. He's not normally, he doesn't have, Greg Maddox control. Nobody does. But, his control was really off today. And, we'll just have to kind of sit down with him, and Terry will, get together with him and see if maybe there's something in the preparation for the game that maybe needs to be tweaked a little bit. But, I haven't lost confidence in Riley. I think he's going to be a really good pitcher. But remember, this is his first year really of playing college baseball, so nobody expected him to go out there and, pitch 17 great games this year. This is how baseball is. Sometimes, kids just, they're doing the best they can. They just are a little bit off, and I think that was the case with Riley today.
You mentioned not hitting a whole lot of balls hard those first 4 innings. What was their starting pitcher able to do to kind of keep you guys off balance?
In all honesty, I thought their pitcher, he was a gutty kid. He wasn't afraid to throw the ball over the plate. He mixed his pitches, and just some guys that have been doing a good job for us had off days today. And I thought with the wind galing out to right field, that we'd hit a few home runs today, and except for Talmadge's solo home run there in the last inning, I don't think we had any other home runs. So, we didn't take advantage of the wind blowing to right. We had a really great pregame batting practice today. Guys were utilizing the wind. We hit a lot of balls out of the ballpark to right field, and we just didn't take it into the game for whatever reason. And you know, I don't know if you give credit to their pitcher, if it was really good pitching or just poor hitting on our part, but whatever reason it was, they got the best of us today.
You mentioned earlier, Army took the fight to you guys. You're going to face two more schools that are probably very eager to try and do the same thing. What do you hope is different about your team in order to be able to change that for these next two games?
I think everything we talked about already, Jack. You know, we're going to have to pitch much better, and we're going to have to, be better at the plate. I mean, we just totally got outplayed in those two phases of the game today. We just didn't pitch up to our capabilities, and we weren't the aggressor at the plate and didn't get the bat on the ball the way we needed to, and consequently they just outperformed us today. So we got to come out tomorrow with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of determination, be more aggressive, and hopefully we'll play more up to our capabilities tomorrow.
Any more questions, Coach? Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.